said, though we walk in the flesh, we do not war. Paul convinced himself that he walked in the flesh, but he didn't militate according to. But he had a body of sin. So why did Paul say that everyone should what? Bear their own burden? How much more burden in the flesh you carry? So, Pastor, is it a mistake to think that people are good? Totally. Why do you think Christ said the flesh profits nothing? The Spirit is the one that gives life. He says, don't wait of the flesh anything. It says the Spirit, not with the capital S, but your spirit. That's where life comes from. That's where maturity comes from. The inner man strengthened. Sometimes you go through trials that are not that good, situations. I hear testimonies of some of you, tremendous trials that you go through. And what do you think? God isn't there? No, he's there. The problem is to say, why me, Lord? No, that is your recipe. That's why the prophet said once, who is he that says that something good or bad that has not come out of the mouth of the Most High? What happens is that each one of us have different burdens. Everyone here has a different burden, a problem here, there, with the son, with the daughter, the husband, the wife, with his character, her character, finances, this, the other, and their problems. But those problems God uses to execute patience in you, self-dominion, confession. No, I don't receive this. And there, God will take you. So then, what does this lead to? A responsibility. The responsibility of each one of us driving what? Its vehicle, the flesh. You have to, when you are going through moments and trials and temptations in your life, situations, lies, deceitful desires that come against the knowledge of God, God takes pleasure in that. You are scared and God is glad. Let's see what he does, because I want to exercise him in the knowledge of good and evil. If a legalistic preacher takes you, he says, you're thinking that way, the devil has you bound, because they don't know, they don't understand. But not God. When God sees you going through that valley of things, those things that happen to you, he says, let's see what he does to see if he understands that I am in favor of him understanding the aspects of his life. But I am also aware of him handling that situation victoriously. Not to fall on your knees and say, Lord, I am no good. I know you're no good. You don't have to tell me that. Lord, that I am a sinner. Well, that's flesh. In the flesh, imagine. For the justification of God, God needs, that's why you were sent to the earth to know good and evil. Now man becomes like one of us, knowing good and evil. Each one is called to bear its own burden, to strike his body and subdue it. Everyone is called. Listen, that sometimes I know how to advise people so that they don't fall in discredit. And I know to give the right advice. And sometimes God says, no, I want him to go through that trial because I'm using that. You have intellect and you advise him, and then I can't train him. Don't get into that. Let him deal with his issues. But what would they say? What do you care what they say? This is my gospel. Say, okay, Lord.